Jared Clark with Air Guns of Arizona. We're back here in the AOA warehouse today, and we're going to be taking a look at a gun that I've been personally excited about, the Daystate Wolverine 303 Hi-Lite. The reason I've been so excited about it is because they're incorporating a carbon fiber bottle to now it weighs 7.5 pounds, gives you 20 shots per fill, and almost 100 foot-pounds of energy. So we're going to take it into the showroom, we're going to highlight some of the features, and we're going to take it to the test range, shoot it for accuracy, velocity, and overall performance. Let's see how it does. In front of us today, we have the Daystate Wolverine Hi-Lite 303. We at AOA have been very excited about this gun ever since we first heard about the idea of it. The reason for that being is it is a 303, so lots of power, but they've incorporated carbon fiber bottles to cut down on the weight and also increase shot count, giving it the name Hi-Lite, high shot count, lightweight. So let's go ahead, tear into this box here and see what all you'd get upon opening it. Right off the bat, we see the test slips, the first being the one from Daystate. This is just a quality inspection at the factory to make sure everything's good before they ship it. The next one is the AOA test sheet. This is the one that's just quality control after the shipping to the United States before it goes to you, the customer. And here we have the brief guide to safety, as well as the Daystate owner's manual. All that's good information and the first thing you'll see when you open the box. So beneath the paperwork, we get to the rifle, and it is a beautiful rifle. The Daystate guns are all decked in Turkish walnut stocks that are manufactured by Italian stock company, Manelli stocks, but it is a hand-rubbed Turkish walnut. Very pretty, gives it a very good look. Also included is the 5-shot Daystate magazine and the Foster fitting for filling the rifle. So each Daystate Wolverine 303 Hi-Lite will come out of the box with the Hug It moderator. And these are good for visual upgrades, but the big thing is they reduce the noise to a very mild, in some cases, backyard-friendly rifle. And then the shroud just threads together here at the breech block there. You just go until you bottom out the threads, and it's ready to go. All right, so there we have it, the Daystate Wolverine 303 Hi-Lite. And you'll see on the hang tag here, each rifle does come with a 3-year warranty. So Daystate, the quality and craftsmanship of their products, they're willing to stand behind it for 3 years. That's unique to Daystate and a very good feature of the rifle. Now that we see what is included with the box, we'll go ahead and mount a Hawk Sidewinder 6.5 to 20 tactical scope on there and highlight some of the other features this rifle has to offer. So in front of us, we have the fully assembled Daystate Wolverine 303 Hi-Lite. This gun is very unique because it's giving us 100 foot-pounds and it's allowing us to do that for 18 to 20 shots. The reason we're allowed to do that is because of this new feature right here, the carbon fiber 480cc bottle they now include. These bottles are very, very lightweight. They're cutting off 1 to 2 pounds for guns that are doing the same amount of energy, but they still allow you to get the fill pressure you need as well as the energy output we're looking for. Very cool feature. This is the first Daystate air gun to ever incorporate a carbon fiber bottle, and when you shoulder it, you can definitely tell the difference between it and an aluminum bottle. With that 100 foot-pounds of energy, you would expect a very loud rapport to go with this rifle. However, with the Milboro Hug It shroud system here, it is taken care of and quieted down significantly. The rifle is going to be very mild for the power output, and as well as being very efficient and effective on the sound, the shroud system here just gives you a very nice visual upgrade. You see the stainless steel fluting on the side here, as well as the nice machine grooves on the sides. It gives you a very aggressive setup on a very high power rifle, but does it all and keeps it in a very lightweight package. So other features on this rifle that we're gonna see that are unique to it, the breech block itself is a one-piece block. There's no two parts being held together, it's all one solid construction. And stuff like that is really good for high pressure systems such as this that's outputting 100 foot-pounds. You want that breech block to be as rugged, as tough, as built solidly as possible. Moving on from there, you have the 5-shot Daystate magazine that's gonna come with this rifle. So you do have 5 shots in the mag ready to be shot one after the other. Very convenient for a hunting setup. It just makes for shooting at multiple targets, at multiple distances, a lot easier than single loading each shot. The bolt on the Wolverine is very unique in the fact that it can be switched to a left-handed bolt without having to add any components or buy any other parts. It's just simply a matter of removing some set screws, switching the bolt, and putting those set screws back into place. Once you have a bolt on the left-hand side, the gun is wrapped in this Italian walnut completely ambidextrous thumbhole stock. It can be shot either left-handed with a left-handed bolt or flip it back around and you can shoot it right hand, shoulders comfortably either way. So you'll notice these do come with beautiful stippling up by the forearm as well as on the pistol grip. That is new to the 303 Hi-Lite bottle version. The Wolverine 303 also comes with a match 2-stage fully adjustable trigger. This allows you to personalize your gun, get it exactly where you want it, have the trigger where you know it's gonna go off, and you can really get this thing as heavy or as light as you want it. It is very adjustable, just a nice feature to have on any high-end setup such as this. The quick connect system on this gun is located on the bottom here. Simply by removing this dust cap, you'll expose the male Foster fitting. That'll connect with any female hose, and you can fill the carbon fiber tank simply right there without ever having to remove it. As you fill the tank, you'll notice the way the gun sits naturally, you're gonna be looking right in the face of the pressure gauge. So that's just good for reference, telling you how much pressure you have in your gun, knowing when to shut off your tank, and then on the other side, also knowing when to refill the gun when you're out in the field. Another unique feature that the Daystate Wolverine has is the way that it actually actuates the magazine. On a normal system, the actuator on the bottom will be engaged by a mechanical system. As you pull the bolt, it'll actually pull the actuator and engage it, causing you to go to the next pellet. On the Wolverine here, it's nice and smooth. There is no actuator that sticks up when you pull the bolt back. What it does is when the shot is fired, it uses some of the leftover air to pop a actuator pin up through the bottom. So it stays flush until the gun is fired. And when that engages the actuator, it rotates it to the next pellet. And when you pull the bolt back the rest of the way, it allows it to seat it into place and allow the next pellet to be loaded. So with that, you'll never be able to double load the barrel. And also you'll never be able to fire the rifle with the bolt open. Those are very big in terms of overall safety and also just functionality of your rifle for the long run. The Daystate Wolverine 303 Hi-Lite has a mechanical safety located right below the bolt here. Simply switch it to where you can't see the red when you want it to be on safe, and as soon as you can see red, it's ready to fire. This gun is very exciting because of its uniqueness. Never before has there been a gun that can produce 100 foot-pounds and do it for 18 to 20 shots, as well as be less than 7.5 pounds without a scope on it. This gun combines those three things, so it's a very exciting setup. We think for hunting and overall use in the field, this gun is gonna be one of the best on the market. Now we've had the chance to look at some of the features this rifle has to offer. We're gonna take it to the test range and shoot it for accuracy, velocity, and overall performance. We're here at our air fill station. We're gonna connect our quick connect Foster fitting here right onto the gun right there. And it's as simple as that. You can go until you hear it click. This rifle runs off 250 bar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just close the bleeder valve here, open up the gauge. Once it hits 250, and all we have to do is bleed. And it's ready to be shot. Let's take it to the test range. So we're here at the indoor test range at Air Guns of Arizona. We have 20 yards that we're gonna work with, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 5-shot groups. The first being for velocity over the chronograph. We'll average out the 5 shots, calculate the energy, and show what kind of foot-pounds the gun is operating with. The second being an accuracy test, where we're gonna shoot 5 shots, see how tight that group stays even at 20 yards. The pellets we're gonna be loading in this today are the Daystate Emperor 50.1 grain pellets. The Wolverine Hi-Lite 303 is shooting this nice big 30 caliber Daystate pellet here. These pellets weigh 50.1 grains. So for your standard air guns, most people are used to 177 or 22 caliber. We've put a 22 caliber pellet right here next to it just to show you the sheer size difference. The weight difference is about 3 to 4 times heavier. This is a big pellet. That's what I'm trying to stress here. This pellet is very heavy. It produces a lot of energy, and you'll really hear the thump downrange on the target. What we're gonna do with these pellets is load them nose first into the magazine and just simply rotate the whole system to the next pellet. Now that the magazine's loaded, we're gonna insert it into the rifle. And before we do that, I'd just like to point out each Daystate rifle, the magazine system comes with a magnetic setter here. So what this does is as you slide it into the breech, it's just gonna ensure that it gets set perfectly in the right spot with a magnetic connection. So we'll go ahead and do this kind of slowly. As you can see, as it moves, it just kind of jumps into place there at the end. So that's what the magnet's doing. It's keeping everything nice and centered. It just makes for an overall smoother shot cycle. Now that the magazine's in, we can go ahead and disengage the safety here, push the bolt forward, and we'll be ready to shoot. On our 5-shot group here, we have a high of 955 feet per second and a low of 945 feet per second. The average is 954 feet per second. That averages out to 100 foot-pounds of energy. That's more than most 22 long rifles in most cases. So this gun is an air gun that's hitting with the same or even a little bit more foot-pounds of energy and knockdown than a firearm. So that's really unique to this air gun, and the Wolverine is the gun that's doing it. Now that we've seen the velocity, it's right there at 100 foot-pounds, we're gonna go ahead and put it on paper and see how well those 100 foot-pounds group together at 20 yards. Let's see what it does. All right, as you can see there, we kept all shots within that nice tight inner circle grouping there. So 5 shots, 30 caliber shots. Keep in mind that's a bigger pellet, so the groups naturally look a little bit bigger because the pellet itself is bigger. But that's really tight at 20 yards. It shows good potential for downrange accuracy. So we've seen numbers and we've seen accuracy. What we're gonna do now is we've got some responsive targets. We're gonna try and give you just a visual idea of what kind of energy this gun is carrying with it. So what we're gonna be shooting at today is a Granny Smith apple. Not very big, but we're gonna see what kind of effect a 30 caliber pellet has on something like this. All right, that thing really smacked it. Got the 4 pieces of the apple. You can see here that that pellet just completely demolished it, knocked it into 4 solid pieces, and that's what you could expect out of a 100 foot-pound rifle. All right, now we're gonna try a frozen water bottle. That one got a good response. Let's go check it out. So let's see what we got left here. Woo-hoo. So we have stayed solid on the ice, holy smokes, but the pellet went all the way through. That's pure ice, and you can actually see it bulging out the back right here. So that pellet went clean through the ice, all the way through, 3 inches of ice. That's a lot of energy right there. These items are brought to you courtesy of the Air Guns of Arizona refrigerator. Co-workers of mine who actually had no idea that I was gonna be doing this today, so I'd like to especially thank Kip for the frozen water bottle and Brad for the nice apple snack. Thanks, Brad. So out here on the range today, we saw over 100 foot-pounds of energy when we shot it over the chronograph. We saw nice, tight, all within that inner circle grouping when we shot it for accuracy, and then giving us a lot of fun when it came to some of those responsive targets. Today, we took a look at the Daystate Wolverine 303 Hi-Lite. We highlighted some of the features that make this gun unique. We took it down to the range and shot it for accuracy. We looked at the velocity and calculated the energy as well, and let the results speak for themselves. This gun is hitting with 100 foot-pounds of energy, giving you 18 to 20 shots per fill, and coming in at an astounding 7.5 pounds without a scope. So all 3 of those things combined give you the ultimate hunting rifle here that will give you lots of knockdown, but be light enough to carry around all day with you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with product reviews, as well as special promotions and giveaways. Thanks again for joining us today. We hope you keep an eye out for our next video.